hero, by definition, is a brave person or a person of great admiration. The truer definition of a hero is a person who takes a stand for what is right and makes a difference even when no one is watching. It is the person who will move mountains with determination and faith for another. It is the everyday person who does the extraordinary. An author once wrote, "There are heroic possibilities waiting to be discovered in every person." It is the belief of the Naples Children and Education Foundation that there is a hero waiting to be inspired in every child. NCEF, inspiring tomorrow's heroes. It is easy to recognize a hero: the soldier fighting for freedom, the firefighter who saves a life, the astronaut who walks on the moon, and even the baseball player who hits the game-winning home run. Far too often, we forget to take the time to recognize our everyday heroes. These overlooked heroes are the social workers, counselors, healthcare providers, educators, and volunteers who work each and every day to provide the much-needed services to our community's most fragile children. Unlike many communities, Collier County does not provide local government support for social services. All children's charities must raise funds privately to provide assistance for those in need. If it weren't for the hard work and dedication of these everyday heroes, abused children would not have a shelter to go to, or a counselor to provide them the support to stand strong. Through privately raised funds, thousands of underprivileged children are given the building blocks to create a strong foundation. Every child dreams of becoming a hero. It often starts as a favorite superhero, professional athlete, or pop star seen on TV. Often, an at-risk child's perception of a hero is distorted by the environment or challenges faced when growing up. The lack of exposure to quality educational programs and positive role models limits their heroes to the gang member, drug dealer, or abusive adult. As the child becomes part of the fabric of a system where he is educated, valued, and empowered, he begins to recognize the true heroes: a parent, teacher, counselor, nurse, or social worker. There is a hero waiting to be inspired in every child. It is the child who is homeless. It is the child who cannot read. It is the child who has been beaten beyond recognition. Every child deserves the opportunity to become the hero of their dreams. The charities supported by the Naples Children and Education Foundation that work every day to help these children have redefined the meaning of a hero. These are our heroes.
It all started at the age of 9. I had lost my mother. For a young elementary school student, it was really hard, and the environment that I was placed in didn't allow me to grow in ways that I wanted to grow in. So I found myself roaming the streets and getting in trouble. And, you know, even at 3rd, 4th grade, I was just doing things that 3rd and 4th graders weren't supposed to do. So I was seeing the principal every day. And I remember him saying that if you get one more referral, I'm going to send you back to Haiti. We're going to find a way to send you back to Haiti. I said, no, don't send me back there. I think what really changed me was the discipline that I started getting when I made the transition from Youth Haven to Jeff and Donna's home. They're just great people, man. I've lived with them for 8 years. They still take me in. They've made sure that I've done well in school, and they were actually one of the first foster parents that actually made sure that I stayed on track. After that, I saw a major difference between my behavior patterns from the time I was born to the time I was in 7th grade to the time I was in 7th grade to now, It was like a complete turnaround, and I couldn't even believe what was going on myself. And I think all that has enabled me to be a well-rounded person, the well-rounded person that I am now, to eventually come over here and be like, okay, you know what? I got people that care about me, that if I have any questions, I can just either make a phone call, write a letter, or go visit, and that they'll say, okay, you know what? We still have you. We still got your back. What has helped me so much about the Foster Care Council is that the position and the situation that I'm at now, they've also had a hand in it, in a way. They have provided some tutoring for me. Taking the SAT, that's not an easy test at all. So when I took the SAT, because of the tutors, I was able to get the score that I needed to come here. Also, they've enriched my academic career by also providing extra funds for me to go out there and experience music. I think I am an inspiration to young men and women who are in my situation because I've been through it. So obviously, you know, I'm here now. I'm a junior in college and I'm doing well here. So there's something that I'm doing right, you know, and I think for young women and men, if they look at my situation, they say, okay, well, this kid's made it. Why can't I?
We're doing some amazing things with our boys and girls, from providing them with opportunities in fine arts that they would not otherwise have had at another school in Immokalee. Part of the initial plan of the charter school was to provide our boys and girls with out-of-the-box experiences, non-traditional education, and that's when the idea of providing dance to all of our boys came about, and when we were lucky enough to attract Miss Patty.
I was raised here since I was probably 1.5, 2 years old. I took one dance class and that was it. My heart was there. I was nowhere else, really. RCMA is different, especially with the younger boys dancing, because they start at such a young age. They start from kindergarten all the way through 6th grade, so it's almost second nature for them to come here, and all their friends do it from when they were little kids until now, and it's more or less our environment that we have here for the kids. Whereas if you were to go to another school, they don't have the dance environment where every student dances. My mother always tried to expose me to different things, so my mother would drive to Fort Myers, would drive to Naples, 45 minutes to an hour away, and actually expose me to a whole dance world. And I'm really glad she did it, and that's why I'm here to, you know, pay it back.
We're in the Eden Park area of Immokalee, a particularly impoverished area of Immokalee. Before we had programming here, children would come home after school and they would be unsupervised. Many of the kids would be wandering around the neighborhood. There's gangs in the neighborhood here, and many of the kids are attracted to that because there is nothing else for them to do, and they don't have the supervision to prevent them from getting involved in gang activity. Jesus is a kid that lives in our neighborhood. He lives here in Timber Ridge. He's one of our residents. And I first got to know Jesus because he started coming around when we started our teen council program in August of 2006. When he came, he would kind of cut things up and, you know, cause a little bit of mischief, but we were glad that he was coming. We wanted him to be involved in positive activities. About a month or two after Jesus got involved with the Teen Council, we had an incident where our community center building was decorated with all kinds of gang graffiti across the back side of it. Collier County Sheriff's Office came and investigated, and they interviewed